encourage new ideas and new partnerships. Mount Vernon is making it happen. You deserve the best. This year, with the help of the New York State Department of State, I will assemble a consolidation committee to find new ways to save money and promote efficiency. Currently, I'm working with Secretary of State Lorraine Cortez Vasquez to discuss smart growth and government efficiency grants to upgrade our technology. The Department of Management Services, under the leadership of Commissioner Mary Young, is leading the charge to improve our technological capabilities. Last year, our Management Services Department conducted an audit of copying service in our city. For over a decade, city departments contracted with a variety of vendors to provide copiers and service maintenance. This was extremely costly and inefficient. Commissioner Young and her staff negotiated a copier contract throughout City Hall that saved the city nearly $23,000 immediately, even before the new copiers arrived. Also, the contract will save the city tens of thousands of dollars in the coming years on supplies, on equipment, on repairs. This all helps to bring the city one step closer to providing the citizens of Mount Vernon with 21st century service. I spoke earlier about the outstanding work of our Department of Public Works. This department has procured 8 new sanitation trucks for our city. Most trucks in the DPW fleet are at least 15 years old. By obtaining the new trucks, we save hundreds of thousands of dollars per year in overtime, fuel usage, and the cost of repairing this antiquated equipment. We are one step closer to providing the citizens of Mount Vernon with 21st century service. This year, I will require all departments to again reduce spending. By purchasing energy-efficient green technology and upgrading our systems, we can accomplish this goal. Again, we are one step closer to providing the citizens of Mount Vernon with 21st century service. When I took office in 2008, our city was unfortunately faced with 3 embarrassing federal investigations involving corruption and fraud, all of which took place prior to my administration. As a result, one of my highest priorities was to remove our beloved city from under the spotlight involving fraud and corruption. One of the best decisions I made as your mayor was to staff the Office of the Inspector General. The primary function of this office is to weed out and deter instances of corruption, waste, and abuse within city government. Now, it is important to note that for many years, provisions existed within our city charter for this office. However, it was never funded or staffed. As a result, our city not only suffered millions of dollars in terms of theft, federal fines and penalties, but our reputation suffered as well. From the very beginning of his tenure here, our Inspector General, Harry Stokes, in my opinion, has made a real difference to restore the public's trust in government. As a result of the HUD Section 8 fiasco, Mount Vernon was facing fines and penalties upwards of $40 million. Thanks to the expertise and hard work of Mr. Stokes, My administration successfully negotiated with HUD to reduce the city's liability to $1.7 million. $1.7 million without any interest. We can't afford not to have this office. Inspector Stokes is also working with my administration to strengthen our policies and procedures, as well as working with commissioners to ensure that these heinous acts do not ever happen again. How will Mount Vernon appear in the eyes of federal and state authorities when we eliminate this essential source of oversight and transparency? Mount Vernon, you deserve a city government that is honest, that is transparent. We cannot and must not allow any person or persons to steal millions of our taxpayers' hard-earned money. I will continue to fight to keep this office. I respectfully, very respectfully, ask the Comptroller and the City Council to reconsider their actions to eliminate this important office. With the many challenges ahead, 2010 also brings many new opportunities to expand our tax base and boost economic development. The road to prosperity can only be paved with progressive thinkers and sound actions. Mount Vernon is making it happen. You deserve the best. Speaking of opportunities, my administration was successful in procuring millions of dollars in state and federal grants last year to fund local youth programs and scholarships, housing assistance, traffic signalization, and commercial facade improvements. We're working closely with the Mount Vernon Chamber of Commerce to enhance economic development in our city. And our efforts have already reaped benefits. The past few months have contained some big news here in Mount Vernon. The new CVS opened this month in Fleetwood. When the A&P closed last year, I promised the residents of Fleetwood that a new supermarket will be coming to their neighborhood, and I will deliver on that promise. Very soon, a new supermarket will be opening on West Broad Street. Mount Vernon is making it happen. You deserve the best. In addition, there are plans for a new Windmill Cafe to occupy the space that formerly housed the Athena's Diner. And I'm glad to welcome Yoshino's Asian Fusion, Verizon Wireless, and Republica Cigars, all new businesses that have recently opened along that stretch of Ramerton Avenue. I also want to welcome Yvonne's House of Soul restaurant to the city of Mount Vernon. Yvonne Parker was a staple in the Pelham community for so very many years. But now we have relocated her to our city. I want to acknowledge Yvonne Parker if she is here. Okay. These are clear examples that commerce is making a major comeback in our city. These business owners recognize that Mount Vernon has become more and more attractive, largely due to accessibility to transportation via rail